you're watching NoGlowCal.com. Yeah.
My goal today is to work the upper and lower back. I'm going to start out with some back rows. I'm going to be doing a dumbbell type rows. I think it's best because that way I can support the back as I do them, so I prefer to do those. Or something that support the chest as I do the rows. The next thing that I'm going to be doing is some deadlifts for the lower back. A very sensitive area, so I like to go light. Then in the end I'm going to follow up with some shrugs, of course, for the traps, get them working. So I'll be doing alternating hands. Now this can also be done with a Olympic bar. Problem is it adds much more stress to the back. So sometimes they have the T-bar or the other type that gives some support to the chest as you work the back. Trying to rep out the warm-up. About 50 pounds. I'm gonna switch over now to the right hand. Same procedure. Add some support as I go. I rip out the warm-up. Just go as long as I can go to get the blood flowing. Get myself ready. Like I said, normally I like to do about 1 or 2 sets when I warm up, sometimes even 3. With the deadlift, what I will say is try to keep your back as straight as possible as you go down. This, you want to get horizontal with the back if possible, or until the weight hits the floor. If you're very tall, you might need to stand on something as you do these. And then you're going to come up slowly for the lower back. Now, I do want to say this much. Try not to go crazy when you do deadlifts. Remember that your back, or your spine, it sits on these discs. They're very sensitive. So you don't want to go crazy. You're better off going light on the deadlift. Let's get into our second warm-up set for the rows. And of course you can also do the seated rows, cable rows. I like to do those as well. I think those are one of my favorite. It makes me feel strong. I think they're pretty easy, so you find yourself lifting a lot of weights. So it gives the illusion that you're strong. So those are my favorite. Onto the right hand. And as you do these, you want to just come right up and far up as you can. You feel your arm extension will stop. I'm using plates on my made up dumbbell, so as it touches my chest, I know I've reached a good arm length. Now we head on to our next set of deadlifts. Last T, holding the bar. For good support, I like to hold one this way and the other this way. And I kind of rotate as I go. It's not a big deal here for me because I go light on the deadlift. But when I do things like shrugs, there you go, much heavier. It adds great support. You want to go easy. So now let's increase the weights in our rows and get right into our workout. You know, when it comes to change, you know, people talk about change is good. It is, but you need to have a steady routine. You know, it's not that you change every single week, because I pretty much keep my routine. And I may add a new exercise or a different exercise as I go. So you want to have a steady routine that you keep. Okay, let's go on to our first set. First set on our right hand. Now I'm going to follow it up once again with the deadlifts. And like I said, I'm not going to be going too crazy with the deadlift. I can feel it in the lower back right now. Okay. Now let's go on to our second set of the rows. We'll switch over now to the right hand. And we'll head on to our last set of deadlifts. Like I said, keep your back straight as you go down for a bit of a horizontal position. You come right up. So I got 245s and 235s on for the shrugs. I'm gonna do another set of rows and then start warming up for the shrugs. Last set for the rows. Okay, let's head over and warm up with the shrugs. Now, like I said with the shrugs, your goal is to grab the bar so as to have support. So you get one, and this way, you're either the reverse, and now with shrugs, because the weight is heavier, you want to be careful as you lift. So you want your back to be straight, and then you get your weight up, and then basically you just shrug, shoulders in, or you can do a rotate. And okay, so gotta set the warm up. Okay. We're on to our next warm up set for the traps. Now with the traps, you can come up as far as you can and just go right down. And the same. Just loosen up and just keep going. Okay. Now that I got 2 set in to warm up, I'm going to set up with my workout weight. Okay, let's go on to our first set. Up. Just keep it good. So what you need to do is keep up with the crunches, but you're gonna have to find a way to burn that layer of fat that's hiding the abs.